A video. This is a response to a comment I got on my last video, Antinatalist Losers, by a guy named Beasto, and I checked out his channel. I don't know if he's like supports it, but he seems to go into all these equations and stuff. But anyways, I'll just respond to the comment at hand. Alright, so I'll just read it off. Fortunately, I don't know how to paste it to a video or to the video or nothing, because I got no editing software, just a shit tablet, whatever. So I'll just read it. Alright, here we go. I don't oppose individual or even conditional antinatalism, but you raise a general question here. How do we treat a statement like group X should not exist in general? We first assume that the individual makes the statement either makes an effort to leave that group or is already outside of that group. In every other case, we do not take such statements seriously. I don't know how you treat a statement like group X should not exist in general. Depends on the context, I suppose. Like if a Christian is saying Muslims shouldn't exist, well, you got to give a good reason. There's got to be a good reason why something should not exist. Obviously, I think, but I'm going to focus more on the last part. We assume that the individual makes the statement either makes an effort to leave that group or is already outside of that group. In every other case, we do not take such statements seriously. Well, what does that even mean? Like I'm a smoker and I want to not be a smoker anymore. Do people who want to become potential smokers, people who want to smoke, do they not take me seriously? And like, hey, I've done this for 15, 16 years now. It's a bad idea. It's a dangerous and addictive drug. Probably the most dangerous drug on the face of the earth. Don't get involved with it. Are you not going to take my statement seriously on that? Or, I mean, I don't get that. I'm not understanding that. I'm sorry, Beasto. Maybe you meant to word it some other way. I understand English isn't your first language, and I'm not trying to be rude, even though I'm American, and it probably comes out as me being rude anyways, so. Anyways, I do have a friend from Munich, and he's a barrel of laughs, but yeah. In the second paragraph, now you can state that the group of procreators should not exist, and formally you're outside of that group. Well, yeah, okay, I could state that, but they do exist. What difference does that make? But the consequence is that you say humans should not exist while you're not outside the group of humans. Well, how else am I supposed to say it as a human? What if I was like a dog or something trying to say humans shouldn't exist, are you gonna understand me? Like, I don't understand how this is logical in any way. I guess I'm missing it. Yeah, I don't understand what you mean by these two statements right here. Like, these two paragraphs, what are you trying to tell me here? I don't understand that. I mean, I guess this is a new one, but like I said before, I understand English ain't your first language, but I think you may be trying to tell me something, but I don't think you're getting it across very well, at least not to me. I don't understand how this refutes anything. Like, how I understand you don't oppose individual conditional antinatalism, but how do we treat a statement like group X should not exist in general? Well, you treat it based on what the reasoning behind that statement is. Like, should murderers or rapists or pedophiles exist? No. Do they exist? Yes. Like, we have a good reason why we don't want those people around. They cause a lot of fucking problems. And no one likes to be subjugated to those type of things. So, yeah, we should say those should not exist, but they do. And even saying should not is just kind of weird to me, I guess. Like, they do. There should not be a lot of things, but there are here. I mean, I can say I should not go to work tomorrow, even though I need to eat and all that stuff. Like, what good does that do me? And then we get to the final paragraph. Pardon me. That's why most of us will reject general or ideological antinatalism, no matter what arguments are presented. And it does not matter what your human conditions are, your statement is not taken seriously. In order to win, you must understand the beliefs and logic of your listeners. Well, I'm going to agree with the first sentence if you got rid of the "that's why" and referring to the last two paragraphs that you just wrote. Yeah, most people just reject it outright anyway, so yeah, I'd agree with you there. Not necessarily on these premises, but they just reject it anyways. Does not matter what your human conditions are. Yeah, true. Again, you could just look around you. You could see, like, no drug addicts who have kids and stuff, and they live in, like, absolute filth, and they continue to have kids. Shit like that, and you get even worse from there. And I imagine none of the statements I say will be taken seriously anyways, because people have said this thing have been talking about antinatalism well before I've been around, well before you've been around, and their statements weren't really taken very seriously by most of the population, anyways. Like hell, even like Jesus or Buddha. Like Buddha said, life is suffering. Something to that effect, and people still don't take him seriously. People don't take Jesus seriously when he said stuff like the world is a corpse and stuff like that. Those who have come to know the world have known a corpse. From I think it was the Gospel of Thomas, or like John 12:25. Whoever loves their life shall lose it. Whoever hates their life in this world shall keep it for eternal life. Like nobody's taking these people seriously, and they claim to worship and fall on their knees and pray to him and stand behind him no matter what. Like, I love you, Jesus or Buddha or whoever, but they don't listen to what they're saying. So yeah, I don't expect this to be taken seriously. As for your last sentence, in order to win, you must understand the beliefs and logic of your listeners. Well, I don't plan on winning. That's just it. I can't win this. To win means that it's gonna kind of devastate some people. It's gonna overturn the apple cart, so to speak. For a lot of people, people are brainwashed into optimism. They are, like everyone here, is about expanding their power and wanting to continue to live. And antinatalism doesn't necessarily fly in the face of that, as in, like, oh, you should kill yourself or that sort of stuff. That's more of a pro-mortalist or perhaps ethicist thing. But antinatalism is saying don't start more life. And that's a big lose for a lot of people. They want their genes to continue, and they want to think they're cheating death somehow by having a child, is what I'm seeing. And you must understand the beliefs and logic of your listeners. Well, the beliefs and logic of my listeners we're pretty much on the same page if you're talking my YouTube channel, but I'm going to assume you're talking about pro-life, pro-natalist type people. And I've been in both sides of that thing. I was in the other camp for a long time. I was pro-life Catholic. Very hardcore, zealous Catholic. Went to Mass every day, actually. More than just every Sunday. Used to go to confession every week or so. Was confirmed, all that stuff. And I don't believe in any of that anymore. I mean, your beliefs can change. So you if you're saying you got to gauge your audience, I suppose so. You don't have to come out with the hard sledgehammer of antinatalism. You could kind of just soften the blow a little bit, like, do you really need another kid right now, or something to that effect, and maybe not attack people personally who already have kids, which I tend not to do, because I understand it. The logic of most of those people is life is a good thing. Bad things happen, sure, but overall, everything's going to turn out hunky-dory, okay, and then you got the afterlife, if you did good enough here. I don't believe any of that, and it's kind of hard to really, I don't know, talk to people who have those kind of beliefs if you don't share them really at all. At least not anymore. Like, I get where they're coming from. They just want to keep going forever. They'll get whipped to the end, basically, and they just don't understand where their pain's coming from. They just think they're doing something wrong, or, maybe life isn't favoring them, but it will at one point, that kind of stuff. When I understand, and I'd say about every antinatalist here understands, and I don't know if you're one or not, but those are the guarantees. You're guaranteed to suffer here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's just it. And it's hard to get that across to people because people don't want to listen. It's not so much that antinatalism is wrong, it's that people don't care. They don't want to listen. It scares them to think that if they are a parent, they may have made the wrong decision in regards to someone else's life, or that the thing that they're in is just kind of a terrifying nightmare as far as the instrument that they are is concerned. I mean, I don't say existence is pain necessarily, because existence, like, I could exist as this lighter I got on my desk, or this, cup. And existence may not be that bad, but I can tell you, existing as a human being is not a good idea to keep making more of me, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Like I've said a million times, and I swear I'm pummeling this horse into the ground. Like, I can hear its ribs just being smashed into the earth as we speak. But the things your body fears the most are coming at you. And a lot of people don't want to see that. They want to think that it's just only going to get better from here. It's only going to keep getting better. And I've heard it said before, life is fairly generous when you're young. And I can say, as a younger person, I wouldn't say I'm super young anymore. Maybe to someone of your age, I might be considered very young. But Yeah, I mean, it's been fairly generous. I've had aches and pains. I mean, I guess I've almost been killed a few times in my life, like several, and I've taken my licks and all that, but I can keep on going. It probably won't be the case when probably around your age, whatever that is. Like, that's just the way it is. So, people just send, especially people who are like childbearing age, didn't think that life's always going to be like what it is at that point in time when it's not the case. You're kind of blinded by your desire to find a mate, not necessarily to have kids, but just to have sex. I could say that much. And I took a lot of stupid risk in that department. I'm a very fortunate man. I didn't bring someone else here, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you just don't think about the consequences when you're younger. So the people I would be trying to reach are the people who are fertile, young fertile people, and good luck. I didn't listen back then. I sure as fuck wouldn't be listening now. I wouldn't be listening back then. I wouldn't be listening now if I was that age, I should say. So yeah, um, I can't really understand the logic because there's not a lot of logic behind it. The belief that life is always going to be sunshine and roses, I can't really help people with either because a lot of them see that. I didn't really become an anti-natalist until I was like 27 when sort of realized that, well, fuck, a lot of this is just going to be downhill and there's no reason to make someone else face this kind of reality. Wasn't necessarily all about that, but anyways, I appreciate the comment, Beasto, but I don't think you're making the points you think you're making. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. I like some of your videos, I'll say that much, the ones that were in English. But I think you're just kind of going off too much into the abstract when it's like antinatalism is very simple. It's so simple and it's just very, it's scary, I guess. It's just for a lot of people to think about. I think that's why it doesn't really gain traction. Like I said before, we're machines designed to fulfill the purpose of life, life's needs and purposes. And you go against that, you're not going to get a lot of love for it. And yeah, so again, appreciate the comment. And if you listen to this, thanks. I think I've subscribed to your channel. Let me check that real quick. I have to use my actual computer that has nothing, but yeah, there you go. I clicked the button. I subscribed to your channel. You got some interesting points, and yeah, I see some about Benatar's asymmetry, and yeah, I'm not necessarily on board. I've never read Benatar, and personally, I don't really need to, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I get it without needing to get into, like, the heavier philosophy about it. I understand. I've suffered enough, and I'm saying I don't want to do that to my kids. I guess it's more of a personal thing for me. But anyways, thank you for listening, and thanks for the comment, Beasto. Beasto, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But anyways, have a good one.